We are very happy that Congressman Gohmert agreed to be on the program tonight. He joins us now live. Congressman, thanks for being with us. You heard Tom Fuentes. We had him on the program last night. He was a former high-ranking FBI official who oversaw FBI offices in some of the biggest terror hotspots in the Middle East. He was on the program last night, and he said this whole idea is, in his words, ludicrous, and there's absolutely no evidence or even concern about it ever in the FBI. Here's just some of what he said.
There was never a credible report, or any report for that matter, coming across through all the various mechanisms of communication to indicate that there was such a plan for these terror babies to be born.
So before going on the House floor and spreading this story, did you call the FBI?
You're going to keep me honest? You tell the world that you got an FBI statement, you bring on a retired FBI former supervisor, and he says, we were not aware of any credible report that this was going on. I brought it to the attention of America for this reason. It was here. I'm a former judge. I know.
Did you bring it to the attention of the FBI? Did you call the FBI? That's my question.
My attention on she brought it to my attention on an airplane, having flown together, and she brought that to my attention. That's why I was talking to the retired FBI agent about it. And so, having talked to him, no, I didn't talk to them, because the point is, when we did the research, we found the hole existed. Now, if you're wanting me to
what
come
research?
in,
could you tell us about the research?
You're attacking the messenger. Anderson, you're better than this. You used to be good. You used to find that there was a problem, and you would go after it instead of going after the messenger.
I'm just asking you for evidence of something you said on the floor of the House.
With a Southern accent, I did. And you listen, this is a problem. If you had spent as much time looking into the problem as you have been trying to come after me and belittle me this week,
Sir, do you want to offer any evidence? I'm giving you an opportunity to say what research and evidence you have. You've offered none, other than yelling.
Do you ever look at your website? Do you ever look at your website? Do you?
Sure.
Because if you had, you would have seen that Tony said that there are people that go from his neighborhood, come back, and they have a baby and American passport. Just in the Washington Post, July 18, 2010, here's a story. What can $14,750 buy you in modern China? For that price,
sir, what you're talking about is Sir, what you're talking about though is tourists coming here. Sir, please let me just say, what you're talking about is tourists who are coming here.
And you're refusing to look at the gaping hole in the security of our country.
Sir, you're just being a demagogue. You're just yelling. You're not actually having a conversation. May I respond to you?
Finish this article. This says
I know we had the article on the paper.
That U.S. citizenship,
yes,
their children can have a more fair competitive advantage if they spend the money and come over here and get an American passport. You get 3 months in the U.S.
I agree with you. That was in the Washington Post, and there are hotels here which sponsor these people and allow these people to come, but there's no evidence of terror babies.
That the terrorists are more stupid than these enterprising people. They say that this business, the so-called birth tourism packages are online. Have you looked online? Yeah. They're online.
Okay,
all
sir,
you have to do is
again, I'm agreeing with you that there are tourists. Sir, you can continue to yell all you want. Again, you're just showing yourself not to have actually any evidence. What I'm saying is, yes, those newspaper articles, clearly, there are many tourists who come here to have babies so they can have U.S. citizenship. Do you have any evidence of terror babies?
Who have sent pregnant women over here to have babies, and I know that if I give you the name before I get it to people who will be objective, you'll send somebody like the retired FBI agent and say, sir, we have information here that you sent your pregnant wife into the United States.
The FBI says this is just not happening.
You send them over there.
You're just spreading scare stories. This is completely about politics.
It is happening. It is happening.
Where? Give me some evidence. Tell me one person, one terror baby that's been born. Can you tell me?
The explosions will not happen for 10, 15, 20 years, and then you will be one of those blips. I'm not comparable to Winston Churchill, but the detractors like you are comparable to his detractors. Right. Okay. He tried to tell people this things were going on. Right. Anderson, do you really believe that the ones who want to destroy the United States are more stupid than these entrepreneurs in China, than these people in Mexico coming across?
Well, sir, one of the things that the former FBI...
Do you think there's that stupid?
Are you willing to have a conversation, or do you want to just yell? One of the things that the former FBI agent pointed out.
Let me present what we have.
Okay, one of the former.
You build a case.
One of the former FBI agents pointed out on this program last night that terrorist groups have no problem recruiting U.S. citizens, have no problems sending people over here that they don't need to prepare 20 years from now.
There was no credible report of such a plan.
Right, where is it?
I bet you on 9/10 he would have come on your show and said there is no credible report of a plan to take down the World Trade Centers because he didn't have one.
So you don't believe the FBI when they currently say there's no credible report?
At me and look at the gaping hole in the security of this country. I'm an easy target. You and Jon Stewart can have your fun, but please at some point look at the gaping hole in our security.
Sir, I don't think there's anything fun about a congressman going onto the House floor and spreading scare stories. I don't think there's anything fun about that. And going on some TV show where you don't get challenged about it. If you want to just yell about it all day long, you're certainly welcome to do that. We don't normally do that on this program. I've offered you to present some form of evidence, and you presented nothing.
In our security, and people are coming in here. The evidence abounds. This called birth tourism.
Right.
And the
yes,
only
there is
way
birth
it's
tourism.
not
I totally agree with you.
Is if you can convince America that the people who send engineers to look at the plans and specs for the World Trade Center are more stupid than those entrepreneurs in China and Mexico who are sending people in here to have babies.
Again, this is a theory that you are propagating that you have no evidence for. There is a thing, birth tourism, but there's no evidence in any of those articles you've cited that terrorists are actually partaking in that.
Obviously, the building blocks to this case, you won't be satisfied till I bring in someone who says, I'm a terrorist and you're right. I'll take
a legitimate former FBI agent who actually offers evidence. If you can present that person, let us know off camera. We'd be happy to talk to them off camera. But so far, you presented nothing.
FBI agent, I promised him I would not reveal his name.
Well, that's convenient. We've had a former FBI agent, a high-ranking one on this office who says it's ridiculous.
If you go look at this story in the Washington Post,
I've read it. We had it on this program. They say nothing about terrorism.
They say that they won't give their names under rules of the embassy. So it's okay for other people.
No, I'm just saying in the Washington Post article that you're quoting, I've read it. We've had it on this program. I agree. There's birth tourism. It's a well-documented fact. There's no evidence, though, of terror babies being born here.
Have you read and had on your program the pleading that was filed by Khalid Sheikh Mohammed? It was declassified March of 2009. I bet you hadn't had that on. He says, we fight you and destroy you and terrorize you. The jihad is God's cause and a great duty in our religion. Your end is very near, and your fall will be just as the fall of the towers on blessed 9/11 day. These guys are not stupid. They're crazy jihadists, but they're not stupid.
I agree. They're not stupid, and they're crazy jihadists. I absolutely agree with you. Again, I'm just asking for evidence, and you presented none, and yet you continue to spread this story. I'm not taking shots at you, sir. I'm just asking for evidence, and for some reason, you seem unwilling.
You've been taking shots for 2 days. You've twisted things. You've announced who at the FBI on active duty at the FBI told you that there are no such credible reports.
We have a statement from the FBI. We have the statement from the spokesperson at the FBI. I'd be happy to give it to you. If you had actually called them before going on the House and before going on television and spreading scare stories, you would know that. I'm sure they would tell you even more information, but apparently you chose not to do that.
There was no credible report of a plan to bring down the towers, because all you have to do is look at the gaping hole in our security. And
sir, you're a former judge. Had somebody done this in your courtroom, you would have asked for evidence, and you have none. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming on. I'm disappointed you did not present any evidence.
We're trying to protect America, Anderson.
Everyone wants to protect America, Congressman.
It's not a courtroom.
Okay. Everyone wants to protect America, Congressman, both Democrats and Republicans.
Look
Congressman,
at the story.
Appreciate your time.
Hole. Help us fill the hole. Help us fill the hole, Anderson.
Appreciate your time. Let us know what you think about the baby theory. Again, we invite anybody who has any evidence of this. Again, the Congressman could present any evidence anytime.